How fragile we are, holding water and sand, dripping through fingers despite a strong hand. What does the rabbi choose for a year when the thing is just how to be alive at the blunt edge of a cold moon, making celestial decisions without us out here in the silence of ages, in the delectable tension of our long, slow ascension? I excavate beneath the Hebrew splayed parchment of time, confessions and petitions, fasting and fasting and fasting. You don't need me to think for you with your rainbow angel wings and your master keys, but this poem, it's the best garment I can sew with the thread of my heart. It's not much, but it's real. Like the way a song can decipher what the profound study of data will not ever uncover. I am a man. I love my husband and daughter. I am afraid of fire and water. I delight in a chat with old friends, and I wonder about the old boyfriends I've had. Over these recent years of endurance, I find comfort in northern lights that I was once blessed to vision. The aged barrel whiskey of northern prairies, sparkles that flash and flirt with the dark and gorgeous silence in which you might finally hear God whisper, quietly asking into your ear, "Who are you?" Who are you on this Yom Kippur when you approach the holiest of holies with your ego unadorned? Who are you? What do you hold in that precious, quiet place? What memories and hopes and pain do you plan to release? I can't cease California from being blazed or put the bodies of Afghan children into this sanctuary of jet planes, or pinch life-saving science into the deltoids of the tricked. I am not Moses or Devorah, not King David, or even my grandmother. But to you I may look, your eyes open wide, and ask you, cajole you to pause and consider, even you who think you are old and bitter, what song hides behind the crease of your tie? Because we are simply here to ponder what it is to live and die by earthquake or riches. This Yom Kippur on foggy soil, they insist will shake and shake one day, even though we've been shaking and shaking by the almighty hand of pandemic and president, by smoke and pain. Too much death, not enough rain. These hands I dedicate to holding my beloveds, and I see that I can't now point out for you why there is no peace in Israel or what you should do with your spoils, or remind you that this land that the Torah calls good is thirsty and smoke-choked. I have no more guilt to proffer. What did we do? We are invoked today to beg pardon, but if I may, the purpose of the awesome and dread is not shame. Unatanet tokef, we are not here to be receivers of shame. See, Passover remembers that a band of the ancient enslaved can climb and inherit the sublime. What was Moses even thinking, standing up on jagged Sinai, commanding and adjuring, reminding and terrifying? These are the lovely, smooth rules. If you obey them, you won't die. Sigh. So here we are, alive and alive and alive. But things just don't feel right so much that money or time can't buy. And so cry to God on high. Right here, cry to the guy with his beer, to the beautiful ones at Dolores Park, and the ocean so perfect through boundless pillars of Pacific fog. Cry to the trees who keep on standing, to the teachers and children and neighbors and nurses and all those who are still trying by and by. What blessing might a rabbi use that would be a salve on all these wounds? Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you who has somehow built this mess. And yes, we, your people, are exhausted. Ashamnu, begadnu, gazalnu, we violated, we betrayed, we plundered. But then I look at my daughter and I remember that today we are here to attach ourselves to explosive spiritual power. Cherubs we are in Prophet Isaiah's grand vision. With our delicate feathers we will paint the golden dawn with a song. Heart of mine, salam, shalom, avinu, malkeinu. Imagine all the things we can do. So first, dressed in our finest, we stop and remember. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat and wept as we thought of Zion, all that's been lost. But then we look to a new day, to the glorious crest of all that might be, and somehow, like the sudden breath of the seductive, the things we've done wrong, the hurt we've caused, part like an old-fashioned Red Sea, and we are shouting and bouncing because we might one day be free. Yes, this fast day, this hunger is here to protect the integrity we sometimes reject. What love will you offer to this gorgeous world we inhabit, to the sibling you love and the one you can't stand? What renewal might you find as you posture here today on the precipice of, like Maya Angelou said, on the pulse of morning, on the pulse of all that could still yet be? Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our Queen. Draw us like pencil to paper. Craft us in love and patience, goodwill and graciousness. A poem for Yom Kippur, the oldest kind of sermon. Because as I look out at you, all that makes sense is the love that we have and the love we will beget. Today doesn't have monopoly on awesome and dread. The truth is, we all do on the edge of this plane. So I ask you again, what will you do with all of the love that is the potential that is you? Unetana tokef kedushat hayom, kihu no rav ayom. We announce this day of transcendence. With bellies empty and bursting chests, the point you see is to ponder what it would be to cool the fires, to humble the hate. In you and you and you and you, I see just the one we need to push us through this chapter of pain, to blast the shofar with a vision of sacred joy, one in which your money or pride is not the tight grip of your life, but rather we call upon our internal Queen Esther, who was bold enough to risk all the power she had to protect us, the actual precious treasure. And so today, awesome and dreadful, bleak and hopeful, hungry and nourished, I beseech you, let us all join together. Let us all join together. A cliche vision, perhaps, but this much I can tell you. In all the stories of sojourn that our people still whisper, not a single miracle was given without us willing to step back and listen to a truth about life. Call it God, call it chance, the doors only open when we walk through together.